shoot. I mean, there's nothing to do about it now, but
We're live. Sorry. Do you want me
I mean, it wasn't ideal,
in? I'm sorry.
um, but here we can just do that for the time being. Can you can okay? So people can hear us. Can you see a video of me and Jesse?
And can you hear us like regularly without being weird?
Yeah, I think it's worked.
Although, am I like super distant because you're over there?
Um, yeah. So I mean, eventually I'm going to need to go over there. I wasn't ready, but
When you said start streaming, I was like, got it, and I started streaming, and I do apologize. Oh, we have music in the background. We should probably stop that.
oh my God, you're right. See, that's like I was super not ready.
I am so sorry. I legit heard you say start streaming, and my brain was like, it's go time. And I messed that up. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, you shouldn't be hearing Jesse right now. Like this, that's as it should be. Just give us a minute. I think. Wait, no, that's too big. Okay, wait, I did something silly. I should unsilly it. Very sorry. Um, ah! Okay, just a second. And then,
Am I really off center in my camera? Like,
yep,
I feel like my computer is right in front of me, but then on the screen it looks like I'm.
that's all you.
You're
Hold on.
gonna have to literally show
Crap.
me how to fix this.
Hold on.
I'm doing nothing. It's fine.
Was that right? Oh, okay. Well, here I can unblock out the screen now, um, and then I can't. Okay, and now we're on Jesse, but now maybe it's Catarl. No, it's not Catarl. There we go. Okay, there's that.
Is Kataro control?
Yeah, let's do that. How's that?
Ooh, I look more centered.
You know, that's fine for right now. Okay. Okay. All right, everyone. I also don't know why my background's so fuzzy.
Hey, am I normal volume now?
I mean, as normal as it's gonna get, I think. And here, I'm gonna change. Wait a minute. Stop that.
Okay.
Rename David. Okay, so. All right.
Hello, everyone. So you remember how a few minutes ago, David was like, "We're gonna try something and make it work." Well, today we finally are trying it to make it work.
Yeah.
And that is having both of us use our own cameras from our computers while streaming, so that way we aren't consistently having one of us look off camera while we're working. Because when we share a single screen, even though like right now we're literally sitting side by side, like
Yep.
he's right beside me so that you can hear me. Usually what that means though is my computer is off to the side while, David's the main person, like he is right now on the Beaver language. And my face is always turned to the side every time I want to look at my computer, or vice versa, like when David wants to, you know, look at his computer and we're streaming from mine, he's always looking to the side. So anyway, we're trying to make it so that we are both always looking at the computer, kind of like it was back in the old days, David. Kind of like.
Carl is now saying no sound?
Oh. Oh no.
Okay. Tethys is saying I can hear just fine. So, frankly, if Tethys is saying it, then.
Okay, so am I coming in fine? Is there something. Do we need to adjust other volume inputs, David, if.
Hello?
So.
Hello? Yeah, here, microphone. Look. Microphone's just fine.
Okay, but like, did we do something that made it so mine is weird? Oh, nice.
I didn't change
Nice,
the
Charlie.
sound. Like, I didn't touch the sound. Look, it's still, you can see it right there.
So, well, I can scooch physically closer to David while retaining my.
Yeah, we're doing one mic. Here, I can try something else. And it's going to be very sneaky. All right?
But we're gonna figure out how to make this work.
I'm gonna try something, and I have no idea if this is gonna work.
Oh my God, are you?
Okay. So theoretically, we should now be using my iPhone as a microphone.
Oh, it's loud now? Okay, so how am I then? Am I also very loud? Wonderful. Okay, much better. Oh my God, David, did we just figure out a very weird setup whereby we have 3 different things going at once?
Okay, good. Yeah. All right. So then we're gonna do that from now on.
I'm sounding good.
Yeah. We'll do that from now on. We'll just use my iPhone as the microphone.
Oh my God, that is funny when I look at David. You're right, Charlie. It's totally in line because when I look at David, it's like I'm tracking where I'm looking at you on the screen, so it looks like
Yeah.
I'm looking at you on camera as well.
Oh, that's good.
Look how cute we are.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Excellent.
Cool. So we're done, right?
Welcome to LangTime Studio.
We figured something out. And we've only had, a couple minor hiccups.
Yeah.
Woo!
So here at LangTime Studio, I like to think of us as a family. And that's one of the reasons that we got to visit with Matthijs, probably better known as McCain NL, Twitch streamer, while we were in the Netherlands. So this is good. that's computer again, switching back to iPhone. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I guess the iPhone, of course, goes to sleep, so we had to mess with the settings. Now it will not go to sleep, and we are okay.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
We're great.
All right. Anyway, the point was, Mateus, your illness received.
I don't know that it was
Yeah.
Matthijs's illness. I'm just going to be honest because
Oh no.
symptoms have shifted and the timing of it all was very different. And I still insist that when we got back here, something in California's air was trying to kill me.
No.
And
It was Mateus.
I don't think so. I think he's wrong.
Your sickness is
David's wrong.
rounding the globe. Not only that, my parents may be bringing it right back to you because they're about to leave for a trip of the Rhine, and it starts in Amsterdam. So who knows? You may be getting your sickness right back. Anyway. Yeah. So.
I'm so discombobulated after the start that wasn't a start.
I don't like where I'm positioned. I want to see if I can.
See, right, Matthijs? My body fought off whatever I had way faster than David's body fought off what he had. I just want to say
There we go.
I was much faster at the recovery.
So if I slouch in my chair, I think I've got the camera positioned so that we're about the same. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Make myself a little bit.
Why did it make a noise and are we still here?
It is disconnected and reconnected for absolutely no reason.
Does this mean that our little hack may not work and that we need to actually maybe consider something else?
It should be. No. Like, I think maybe now.
Okay. Are we going?
Yeah. I think it should be fine now. Just leave that in the background.
Okay. You know, you're right, Matthijs. It's a whole different animal. We're trying something new today. Bear with us. If it doesn't work, we'll figure something else out for the future.
Yeah, we'll try.
But if it does work, then awesome, because this is a setup that we can move around with, which we need for our lifestyle. And
very active people.
We are, and we move around a lot. So,
all right. Yep. So,
David.
Yeah. First,
thank you, Javier.
You know, settling into the fact that this is where we're going to be streaming and how we're going to be streaming from now on. I set up a new desktop, so at least periodically when you see the desktop of my computer, you'll get to see something of Jonathan's.
Yay!
This is a really darling little image. I think, like, if I could, I would love to shift it up a little bit. But this was the mouse house that Jonathan made. You can see the little mouse down there. I would love to shift it up so you can see the mouse more prominently. But that will be in the background.
All. On the YouTube, you don't even see the cute little mouse.
Oh. Well, well, that's really disappointing. That's disappointing.
I think that just means you need to cut it like cut the top off of the image when you set it as a desktop?
It seems lame. Like, why can't you just say, move it up? I don't know. Well, I'll fix it. But yeah, Jonathan has made us a number of art pieces over the years. One of the best ones that we really cherish, of course, was an actual like backdrop that we used in our original streaming area upstairs before the computer could no longer access iCloud. Um, and that, by the way, is where our blue microphone is mounted into the wall, which it is not anymore. No, I mean it is still mounted into the wall.
It's mounted. It's there.
I could try to bring it down, and then like we could set it up each time, and that might be nice for them, but then we'd have to store it somewhere down here. It's kind of just like this hunk of metal.
Well, the other thing is if it's not attached to the wall, it's got to be like attached to something. It doesn't have a stand.
It does have a stand.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we'll have to find the bolts to put the stand back in again. But yeah, because I've got I've got everything that we need for that. I just don't want to do it. I think that's what it comes down to, but yeah. I probably should. All right. Oh, it's Aaron. Oh, Aaron, hey. We don't need a table clamp. It has its own stand. We have it. I took the microphone off of the little. Did it again. I know.
So is it a timing out issue? We make it so your phone doesn't fall asleep.
Yeah, like if somebody could give this, if somebody could look this up, we've made it so my iPhone is not on low power mode and it is not falling asleep, but periodically it just checks out, and I don't understand why. If somebody could figure that out, if somebody could see like there's some setting where it's like, hey, do this to make sure your iPhone still works as a microphone or doesn't time out every so often, that would be great. Just pop it in the chat. Anyway, but let's do as I honestly don't know. I have no idea if it's connected via Bluetooth or how. Seems like it's got to be, but we're on the same Wi-Fi.
It's one Wi-Fi and it's David's user, so it's like the Apple ID is the same on the phone and the Mac, and that's what allows it to share devices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Miles, his phone is on auto lock, never. Okay.
Go ahead.
So we already made it. His phone is not on auto lock. It's his computer that, for whatever reason, keeps killing it on the input. Like, it's not just letting us use his phone continuously.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Jonathan, we're trying something. I think we need to just go back to your laptop, because before we always just used your laptop and sat side by side and did okay. And now we're side by side and it should be loud enough.
All right. Well, next time I'll do that. I'll increase the input volume. Hopefully it doesn't get too loud. Well, that's an interesting idea. Aaron suggests that perhaps having the thing connected to cell phone service might be.
It does sounds.
Yeah. So I've turned off cell. See if that works. So okay. Anyway, while we have sound, and by the way, no need to tell me when the sound drops out. I now know where to look, and I'm paying attention. Let's talk about the poll. We had this poll that we were going to do, where at the end of last week's episode, Jesse expressed a very clear preference for one of the two options.
The way you say that, you suggest that I swayed somehow the results.
There's really no way to tell. I mean, there's so many variables, so many factors at play.
One was just better than the other, right?
Yeah, I think that was it. Anyway, so
as a total side note, not related at all to poll results,
mm-hmm.
I do adore our patrons.
Yes. So what we were talking about is there were some situations where we have these two articles, right? And one of them is a singulative article, the other one is a paucal article. Otherwise, noun number is not specified.
I thought you said otherwise noun as, like instead of known. I thought that's where you were going with it. but it was a different. You were going somewhere else, and I was trying to make a joke that didn't even exist.
Yeah.
Go on.
Just to give you a rundown, and of course these articles co-occur with a noun in the partitive. Basically, this partitive is almost acting like a connective. Anytime something comes after it that's considered a unit, the noun is put into the partitive. And so in isolation, odas is grass, odasu. Why am I doing that? This isn't pahla. Odasu. Odasuki is a blade of grass. So odas is just grass, a blade of grass, some grass, it doesn't matter. Odasuki is a blade of grass, and odasufa is some grass. All right? Mm-hmm. However, as we're building up our actual sentence structure, every so often we have an entire thing that occurs in the partitive, just for reasons, evidently. Oh no, wait, this was. Well, we haven't created it yet. Okay. I got it. We have, okay. Sorry, backing up and for real this time. Yeah, it really died this time. And not only that, it won't let... Look, it's not giving us input volume for the MacBook Pro microphone. Like, it's not doing this. Hello?
Okay, so quiet and far away.
That doesn't make any sense, though. They shouldn't be able to hear anything. Okay.
I thought you were going to try to fix the built-in. I thought we weren't going to do the camera again once it died one more time.
Is that what I was going to do?
Well, we'll see what happens.
No, let's just
if it dies every 3 minutes, though, it's going to be quite a stream.
Let's just keep doing this for right now. Oh, Jake, the things you've missed. It's been a wonderful stream. An absolutely classic LangTime Studio experience, which is essentially us flailing against technical issues because, well, due to our extreme lack of competence, I think, when it comes to technical issues.
Anyway. David is very kind to our priorities in life, which are apparently not on figuring out how to work microphones.
Oh, I would say definitely. Okay, so input volume, can you hear me? Like, can you hear me at all?
Let's see if confidence or competence. I like that.
It's very quiet. Look,
why is it any quieter than
what's wrong with
every
input
other
volume?
Week?
It's so strange.
If you black out the screen and go into FaceTime, are you sure that some FaceTime audio input was not like reduced drastically to get rid of the echo? there's a FaceTime like option here for like what microphone to use.
Now I can't get rid of the settings. Close window. Oh, interesting. And here's the thing. This thing is up to the maximum. See?
So that's up. I wonder, I don't know. Do you want to go back to one camera and at least get through
Hold on.
a louder?
But that's... I could try that and see... Hold on a sec. How about now? Are we louder?
Can we be heard?
Did you hear me pretty loud?
Okay. Well, Aaron just said loud.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Slightly louder, but it sounds weird. Oh, that's disappointing. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that.
Yes, thank you, Charlie, for the vote of optimism. I feel that we are not as optimistic.
Aaron says you both sound normal and very loud to me.
Oh, and are you changing your settings back to like sleep mode normal? Because otherwise your phone will never go back to sleep.
I'll deal with that later. We're just going to roll with this. Okay. Back to the poll.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have what do you call this? 2 articles. The articles assign the partitive. The articles co-occur with a noun and the partitive. They have to. These articles come from nouns. That's important. All right? So we have 2 sources for our postpositions. We have a nominal source for our postpositions, and we have a verbal source for our postpositions. Based on how we've determined things work, if a postposition comes from a verb, it should not assign case at all. If a postposition comes from a noun, it should assign the partitive. We have previously had a vote about having portmanteau, where the articles will combine with a postposition to form something new. And we actually do have an example of this. This poll was to say, should we do portmanteau with all articles and all postpositions, or only with articles and postpositions that come from verbs, leaving the other one, articles that occur with postpositions that come from nouns, leaving that to allow that noun to assign partitive to the article itself because the article came from a noun. That was the vote. Jesse had a slight preference for one of these options.
Just a little.
Tiny little preference for one of these options. Then the vote happened. I think that everybody who didn't watch the last stream was baffled, like, why is everybody voting for this option? But it turns out you all do really love Jesse, and Jesse's option won basically 2-1. And that option was to have case marked articles. So we're going to have articles that we're going to have basically partitive and non-partitive articles. The non-partitive articles are qui and pas. The partitive articles are qui and ho. And they will co-occur with invariant postpositions.
The rest of the time, anytime we have a verbal postposition, we're going to make some sort of portmanteau out of it. And so we have an example with to the grass. Odasing is just to the grass in general. But to a blade of grass would be odasuking to a blade of grass and odasufeng to some grass. So that's a portmanteau. Otherwise, we're going to have our partitive articles. So there we go. We got through something.
Yay! Do you want me to get the Kopiko?
Honestly, might
Yeah.
as well.
Okay. I gotta actually get up though because I forgot to get it down from the shelf.
Oh, my, oh, my.
All right. There we go. And I'm back.
All right.
Woo! Hey.
Cheers.
Wow, you did it backwards. That's how.
I did.
Okay.
Kopiko. Ooh.
We're celebrating, as Matthijs says, successfully getting through the poll results, which were apparently not very difficult to tabulate. We're having a day where we need to celebrate every success.
Yeah. When technical issues make you go nopico, be sure to reach for your Kopiko. The taste of Java. All right.
Ragdoll's eating hot cross buns with banana slices.
I have no idea what a hot cross bun is. I'm going to freely admit that right now.
They made them in a Great British Bake Off that one time.
No, they did.
Yeah, it's like an Easter thing.
I probably asked about what those were then.
You did. And we looked them up because we weren't really sure 100%. And we looked them up.
They just look like buns.
But they look like buns with crosses. That's why they're hot cross buns. It's a spiced dough and often orange icing.
Orange? That's weird.
Or citrus icing. A lot of them have raisins and stuff in it.
Raisins?
You probably would not like that.
Oh, it's terrible.
Okay.
You can keep your raisin bread. All right. Let's keep this train wreck rolling.
All right. Wait, we need to actually create something, right? Because we don't have all the forms. Is that what I remember you just saying?
Yeah. So I know where we stopped. So this is where we stopped. We're getting rid of option 1. Now it's just option 2, and we're filling out our basic structure. We don't have anything for verbs yet, but we also didn't have anything for our secondary object. And we decided that our secondary object was going to be coming from a noun. That means paw. As a noun, it was going to assign the partitive to whatever precedes it, and that was what led to the whole poll. So now all we need is some word that refers to an animal paw that's going to reduce into a postposition.
Do you have a preferred form?
Something that won't easily turn into a portmanteau, since we need to save those forms for the verbal postpositions, right? Am I still in frame?
I think so. Let me just a second. You're adjusting now?
Yeah. That's fine.
Oh, I feel like I should sit up now. You look taller than me.
That's fine. I am taller than you in real life, as everyone knows. I'm a very tall man.
I love David enough to let him believe that. Okay. Sorry, I am getting back into this language. I have been staring at a lot of examples from our other languages and to find examples for, my book and stuff.
Mhm.
And so, like, I am momentarily lost as I stare at these forms, as in I'm like, wait, we didn't kill the voiceless nasals in this language.
Technically not. No,
Okay.
they survive in like initial position. Same with the voiceless L.
Okay. Got it.
So, for example, one thing that we could do is we could have this postposition begin with a voiceless L or a voiceless nasal, reasoning that as a postposition, it would voice. And then we could do something fun with the vowel.
Okay. I like that. Let's do it.
All right. Any preference? We already have ing as a postposition.
So we need an or an oo to make it maximally distinct.
Also, already regretting we have, that's saying sure, bungaing.
Oh no, I regretted ing as soon as we made it, and everybody was so excited about it. I was like, all right. Like we even did a little viewer poll, and everyone was very excited.
We could we could do what we did in Ingala, have it reduced when it follows a word that ends in a vowel to just ng.
Bungang.
This is reminding me, by the way, of Tagalog, which is famous or infamous for having essentially two main prepositions. One of them is ng, the other one is ang.
Are you suggesting that we make the word for pa hung?
And tell this, I don't think we should go that far. We don't want to accidentally just start creating like super long forms. I think this should just be a simple cliticization thing, just the E disappears.
And it can even be an informal, an informal cliticization, where in speech you would often just say like bungang and go on, but like you could also, if you were trying to really clearly bungaing, like you could do either.
Yeah.
Kind of like contractions in English, where it's like it's not required, but you can, or you can't if you don't want to. You could be like data and not be programmed to use contractions. I keep forgetting every time Data's on screen that like I want to listen if there's ever a mistake, but surely someone has already done that and figured out if Data accidentally uses contractions at some point in the show just because, he's an English speaker who does that.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Like both him and Captain Holt. It's really hard to do and hard to pay attention to every single time. There are doubtless mistakes by both Captain Holt and Data. Certainly there won't be in the episodes where they make a big deal about it. So there's one for Data and one for Captain Holt. Certainly there will be no mistakes in those episodes, but outside of that, guarantee it.
Not gonna lie, I momentarily was like, oh, I haven't been introduced to Captain Holt in Star Trek yet. Then I realized he was talking about Brooklyn Nine-Nine for Captain Holt, but then of course Data from Star Trek. And so, okay.
Oh my God, has anybody done a Star Trek Brooklyn Nine-Nine mashup? Because each of those characters in Brooklyn Nine-Nine like fits a perfect archetype for Star Trek. I mean, Stephanie Beatrice is obviously the security officer.
And then
Captain Holt's captain. Riker is Andy Samberg.
I can't remember his name. Oh my God.
Yep. And then Amy is Data.
No, wait.
Data science officer. Yeah.
Who was Holt again? Who did you say?
Captain.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but it's very. But anyway, okay.
He's like a Picard style captain. Andy Samberg would be a Captain Kirk style captain. Yeah. Yeah. Erin confirms that she's seen Holt mess up. Yeah.
Okay, so David, That I think we can write into just an option for the language. It can be either form. And I'm going to write a little note right now underneath that about that. I want. Oh, you're typing in there. I was like, I just said I was going to write a little note, David. Okay. Please note that sometimes our dear little beavers choose to speak more informally and opt to skip right over that boring little test of an E vowel at the beginning of postposition ing. Oops. And thus. Oops. Whoops. We still need paw in here. You know what? I'm going to take this up and thus
Sure.
forms like
I'm going to create a poll right now. So what we decided is we wanted to take advantage of the fact that to make the postposition maximally different from the noun that results from this, we were going to have the noun start with a voiceless, nasal, or lateral that would voice as the postposition, and then as just a noun, it'll stay. I'm going to create a poll asking which sound you want it to start with. I'm including voiceless M, N, or L, but not angma, because we already have a core one that starts with angma, and we don't want this to get ridiculous.
Indeed. Okay.
By the way, I like how everything I promised in the announcement for this episode is coming true, except for the mysterious and enigmatical Bibleridian. Will he make an appearance?
No.
Did you see my announcement, though?
Not yet. I was trying to figure out if I could easily figure out how to make a poll. In Discord. That's what, was it Jonathan? Yeah, Jonathan just said. But let me read your.
That's interesting. It's not a bot? Like you don't like put a bot in there to make the poll?
I don't know. That's
cool.
I'm looking to see if I could easily just do it quickly, but I think I'm gonna have to look a little more into it.
You like
I do. I have evaluated my life choices. That is.
All right. Looks like we have some consensus here. So we're going to go with voiceless M.
Have we had mild swearing?
Hell if I know.
Oh, David. Now you're just doing it on purpose. You can't do that. Okay. Just a second. You keep doing that.
All right. I'm going to start. So our protoform for paw is going to be that at least.
That is just that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
Okay. By the way, if we want to take a little aside, I do want to talk about the homework that I assigned for LangTime Studio. I don't know if Jesse even looked at it. Did you see this homework that I assigned?
I did not. No. I'm deer in headlights right now, and like momentarily was in my school nightmare issue where it's like, oh my God, I didn't even know I had an assignment.
Yeah. Below is a list of regular derivations in English written in standard American English orthography. Provide the underlying form of each morpheme and describe the morphological and phonological alternations you see in the data. Note, in some cases, both the derived and underived forms are morphologically complex. You have to decide what the root for each form is. So here we go. Nice.
What is this? Like, where
Well,
did you make this?
These are nice regular alternations in English. What do you think? We have babble and baboon, ball, balloon.
Okay, but like, where did you make this, or did you steal this from somebody? And are you making fun of them? You're making fun of someone.
I made it myself, just from the data. Brigade, brigadoon, buff and buffoon.
Is this what you were doing this morning? Do I need to keep an eye on you when you're not in the same room as me?
Do you like this one? Macarena, macaroon.
But where does macaron fit in?
Oh, that's different. That's different.
And where does macron fit in?
Oh, that's the plural.
Obviously.
The plural of macaroon is macron, with dramatic, vowel distortion.
I'm just waiting. We just need like Artiaz, your job is to wooify every form that David has put on here. Oh, there's the mild swearing. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Oh no, that was the innuendo, accidental innuendo, I think was how you said it.
Mm-hmm. By the way, the inspiration for this problem set came from. There was a word I always thought I heard but assumed was wrong in the song Me and Bobby McGee as performed by Janis Joplin, where she seems to refer to a harpoon, but like it's about, her and, her boyfriend Bobby McGee getting, picked up by a truck driver and then driving for a little bit and having a good time as they drive. And I was like, why on earth has she got a harpoon? Anyway, then I thought, harpoon. I was like, well, there's a regular alternation. And there we go.
Superman, Supermoon. Oh my gosh.
All right.
Salt Saloon. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, thank you. How about
the spittoon is
Monster Monsoon?
That's good.
Oh, some of these are real, like crow and croon. But yeah, here's the
obviously
mild
the reason you don't want to be outside in a typhoon is all of the typhoid germs that float around.
It's just typhus everywhere. That's what causes the typhoon. It's when the weather gets sick.
It is. Yep. It is.
All right. So anyway, just wanted to show
Okay, this must be one heck of an update. I was attempting to open Discord on my computer, and like that started when David was opening that homework, and this entire time my Discord has just been like updating.
Jesse's just been trying to add a poll. That's
I just wanted to test it out for our patrons right now in this moment, and everything is dying and anyway, David, we voted here. Yeah, it's now actually downloading update 1 of 5.
By the way,
this is comically awful.
I think that somebody should find it quite amusing that I went from salt to saloon, despite the fact that one of my favorite singers of all time is, of course, Jim Croce, who has a song called Salon and Saloon.
Okay, but I also just realized you went from spit to spittoon. Why not spite to spittoon?
Oh, because that's just not how the alternation works.
I believe it is. It is actually, if you are from the part of the country that uses them, we call them spitoons when we refer to them. You got your spitoon?
Over here, that's just how we refer to the shows Kim Possible and Totally Spies.
It's a spitoon. That one took a second. It's downloading update 5 of 5, y'all. We're getting there.
Oh my gosh. Artie just showed up.
You've missed everything. We have devolved into a show of spittoonery.
Oh my.
And now it's rechecking for updates. You've got to be kidding me.
When's the last time you opened Discord on your computer?
Yesterday. Holy cow. I did not expect this. Oh, look, all this new stuff. They're like...
There you are.
We got new things. Okay. Ooh, and I have some messages that I need to respond to. And I know. And if you know that you're the person I need to respond to, just know that I know and I'm getting there. And I'm sorry, I'm really bad at social medias.
All right. Back to the LangTimery.
Oh my God.
We've got the first segment for pa. It's going to begin with what will the vowels be? So let's take a look at our inventory. Do we have something that disappears at the end of a word? How do we get our long vowels? Where's our sound changes?
After all that, I don't think it worked.
Loss of H. Coda H is lost, resulting in lengthening of the previous vowel. Okay. How do we get H in coda position?
How do we get one?
Yeah.
The answer is more difficult than just we make one.
Oh, it's just anything that ends in ta. Okay. But no, the word for pa is not going to be mah. Mah. Well, I guess it would. I mean, that would be the proto word. Would be mah. Do we have anything that? Okay, so we don't have a proto W. We do have a proto va. Has Graham updated Lexergy? I ask hopefully.
I don't know, and I meant to because I have. Well, that's what I'm doing, Jonathan, and it's giving me upload a file, create thread, or use apps. And when I go to use apps, none of them are polls.
Oh no.
This is not.
Oh yeah, this is Gramifying.
Not working. And it's in every channel. It's not like it's just like a channel with.
What about use apps?
Well, I did that, and none of them say poll.
Wait, scroll down.
Spoiler. I did. I scrolled through all of them.
Yeah.
And there's quite a few.
Wow.
But they said that there's just a thing you click that says poll. And in the video, it's way easier than all this.
And it's on the left side that.
Yeah, on the video. I watched a video, David. Oh, that's so sad. I'm trying. See, look. Jonathan's screenshot proves that they can do it on other
file, create thread, create poll.
And here I had just updated 8 times over my Discord.
I wonder if you're not.
I'm gonna close Discord again and see if I can update it.
That's what I was thinking.
Let's see if there's another update. No, this time it was no, here you go. Wonder.
No, that's a thread. Is it only on desktop?
No, it does say it's on mobile as well. I'm reading the FAQ that was updated 5 hours ago.
I just see camera and files when I press it.
Yeah.
This is just nitro gifting.
Okay, sorry. This is something to not do in the middle of a live stream, and I'm so sorry. David, get back. Get back. And Tethys is right. It may be a rolling update where.
Ooh, I love those because I always seem to be last in line. Okay, so I have a recommendation, but first I'm going to go to the vowel chart. Becomes O, E, or, okay. What? I have this stupid song stuck in my head, and I've had it stuck in my head for how many years before now is 1989?
Oh, that's when Taylor Swift was born.
Oh, really? Is that why she does the whole 1989 thing?
Yeah. So 35?
Okay. 35 years I've had this stupid song stuck in my head.
Yes, I had to answer you by figuring out how old Taylor Swift was.
Yeah, it was the wife of a teacher at my elementary school. This teacher that nobody liked, and for good reasons. Anyway, she came up with a song because I guess they kept animals, and one of them was a turkey, and the turkey's name was Boomerang. And she wrote a song about Boomerang the turkey, and it's terrible, very simple, and it has been stuck in my head for 35 years. It goes, boom, boom, boomerang, my name is Boomerang. I may come around, but I'll be back again. Or I may go away, but I'll be back again. I can run around, I can even fly. Watch me turn my back, and I'll come right back again. It's really bad. And like the piano, then it has a little piano part that goes do 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 do, just one note. It's
Oh, my face was classic there as you were singing. When you gobble Boomerang, he gobbles back. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, David. I'm back. I'm focused. I have not received the magical polls update in Discord yet.
Yeah. Neither
despite the fact that I have just updated 8 times over. So now let's focus instead on this postposition that we can actually do. And then
what do you like? This is basically, I'm not even going to put a poll to them because I know what they're going to say. I want to know what you want to say. What do you like better? Mo or me? For the pa. Sale odasu mi, or sale odasu mu.
It would be mo there, not mo.
Mo.
I'm looking at the form below that. Odasu homo or odasu homu.
Oh no.
And
no, McCain, it's mo your vote gently down live stream.
Oh, absolutely. Graham is here. Yes. So sale odasu mi odasu mi hungang sale odasu odasu kimi odasu kimo. In general, I lean towards mo, but I'm like, as I'm saying it in sale odasu mi, sale odasu mo. Like, I feel like, but it's probably just me. It feels like mo is just easier to produce as an unstressed segment for whatever reason. But that's probably me. Sale odasu mo. Sale odasu mo. Sale odasu mo. Mi. Sale odasu mi. So anyway, mo seems easier in my particular humble opinion, but at the same time, that's probably just my struggles with e.
Done. There. And so what's going to happen is that for the postposition, this va is going to kind of be treated like a W/U. And so it's going to participate in the vowel collapse. And the ma is going to voice. And so the postposition is going to be mo, but the modern word is going to be mav.
I love it.
All right. There we go. We did something. All right. Have we entered a noun yet? Because I feel like we did.
We did, and that was what ended everything last time, I think, because...
Right. We entered a noun.
We tried to enter one noun, and then we ended up, like, going... It took a while. Anyway. Yes, Jonathan, I was casting a spell to make this stream go more smoothly from here on out.
Okay, so
and to tell Discord, give me my polls.
Buddy, say that you remember, buddy.
Wait, we should not be. Hey, that's like copyright stuff. We
Yeah,
should.
but it's me singing it. It's an original performance.
All right. All right.
Let's see. All right. There we go. We've done something.
Miles, I would say I'm probably a level 1. Some days a level 2. Who gets lucky? Oh, man. All right.
Okay. Now we can go back up here. Where was it?
Wait, did you actually enter that? Was I?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Did you even do it on the English side?
Yep.
Why do you even keep me around? Oh my goodness. I'm just sitting here like, la-di-da.
For the innuendo.
La-di-da.
All right.
My, oh my.
Oh, crap. As shown below. When these articles co-occur with a postposition that assigns the partitive, they occur in their partitive forms. Here is what that looks like with other good. Okay, and something that assigns is mo. Oh dear.
I already told you that was gonna happen.
You did?
Yeah.
All right. All right, LangTime folks, what do we think? We good with this, or should we change it?
Are you even really asking our community if they're good with homo?
Well,
No, yeah, it's right, Miles, right? But no, like now, there are times where I find out David doesn't always listen to me. And this is one where I specifically said if we make this the form, but at the same time I like the form and I know our community's gonna love it. So
just as long as the interpretation is not negative. I mean, it must be interpreted as, positive, and we're leaning into it, and Mate's kind of digs it. I mean, that's almost how I would say it. All right. But just in case there's ever any ambiguity, after all, this is a live stream and it'll be on there. You know that both of us, myself and Jesse, absolutely pro LGBTQ+. And I say that with no irony or ambiguity. We are here for you. Anyway.
Yes.
All right.
That is a good point, that we do need to check and make sure that everyone in the community, and thank you, Jake, you will alert the council appropriately. That is a good note to say, because yeah.
Excellent.
We are saying this is a wonderful thing.
All right. Well, that's homo. It's in.
Thank you, Tethys.
All right, and then we have this list which will grow. We should definitely create more postpositions that come from verbs so that we have more portmanteau to keep with the spirit of the original poll. Okay. So now we've got the core argumentation done. Hooray.
Matthias, I need to know, are those syllabic feet? Okay.
There is
Yes.
something though. I this is a language thing. I need to ask you, and I also want
Okay.
to ask our viewers if you remember. Okay,
I know.
the logic behind using pa for the secondary object.
Yes.
Does this lend itself for this postposition having any other meaning, or is it like only going to exist as secondary object, like it's only going to show up in these ditransitive clauses? Was it going to be an instrumental? Was it going to be something else? Okay.
Okay, so the logic behind it was, as we were deciding these, now we ended up changing the dog
Uh-huh.
relation, the secondary or the primary object relation. But I had mentioned that we could treat the paw marker like kind of like how we treated mouth in Ingala as
Okay.
mouthful.
Yeah.
And so that it's it is the head effectively, with, like, grass being the object that it takes, because that was kind of how this was coming out. And so
And
the beaver gives a pawful of grass at the dog location. Sniff the dog, like that's came from sniff, I think, right?
yes.
And so it was sort of locating.
Okay. Now, if we follow that logic, though, then the only thing it really makes sense for is a partitive, which we already have.
Right. No, wait, we had also said somewhere, I thought we had also said something about it being, we wrote it down, transactional. Like it would end up being the primary
Yes.
object marker for transactional verbs.
Okay. Help us out. Is there an obvious meaning, that a way to describe this in English with words, or examples, like examples with verbs, just so we can write something down for the meaning of this postposition?
Sorry, I was reading Matthias's comment that it's a fragile wallflower.
Yeah, I think that's the first thing that everybody thinks.
It is. It is.
Taste.
Okay, so Miles is asking, what about some sort of pawlative, like I buy the bread from the baker or I grab the bread from the shelf?
Not for this.
Okay. Because this one we were going to say, like, it was, I can't find transactional in here, but it was like for to carry.
Yeah.
Like I carried the box, and the box would actually take this paw marker instead of the primary object marker, because it's understood that it's like it's specifically like I
right.
changed this location.
That's right, and that's when we got into this whole thing about potential, like, animacy and yes.
I swear we wrote this down. Like I'm remembering having written it down, but I can't find it in my notebook, and I'm trying to search.
Miles has
all the terms.
Brought up the old magic.
Oh no, what old magic?
The vialis. This was before we all got on board with using the same case terminology. But there were all of these cases that were used to describe, I think, primarily Amerindian languages, like vialis, terminalis, modalis. Let's take a look at the vialis case, shall we? It is kind of funny, though, that you have vialis, right? And then in the future, unbeknownst to the person who coined this term, we would get both Viagra and Cialis. It sounds like Vialis is the combination of those two.
So where's Viagra?
Don't like that.
Just asking.
Okay. They've got to be in here somewhere.
Which ones are you looking for?
I'm looking for a description of the old Vialis case.
Cisolanguagist says, I think Wikipedia uses prolative case for that.
And does it say that those are identical, like the new term for Vialis is prolative?
Patrick, this is why you do not leave your desk to Windex your glasses.
List of grammatical cases. Here we go. Ooh, the progressive case.
David suddenly devolved.
Why didn't we have this?
Hey, look. The prolative case, also called the Vialis case.
Okay, but look. Why didn't we have this in the cat language? The progressive.
Oh my God.
Also the pertingent. In the vicinity of, and pertingent, of course, means contacting.
Alice, I agree. It was very, very interesting.
Okay. I want to see if it's anywhere on his. Okay, prolative equals prosecutive case or Vialis case. Movement using a servant or surface or way. Right.
A servant.
A servant.
No, I heard you say serpent.
Just like on.
And so I was thinking like a surfer, and like the surface that they surf on is the serpent. It takes them.
Just like the movie Surf's Up. I forget it. We had this discussion. Have you seen Surf's Up, the animated movie with the surfing penguins?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's.
But maybe, I don't know.
It has like an oddly like familiar feel to it, and that's because even though it doesn't say it, Surf's Up, the CGI animated movie featuring surfing penguins, is basically a shot-for-shot remake of the 80s film North Shore. And North Shore is about a kid from Phoenix, Arizona, who wins.
You did tell me about this.
Statewide surfing competition where they surf on simulated wave pools. And what he wins is a trip to Hawaii to be in a real surfing competition. And they're like, you've only surfed in pools. You'll never make it in the ocean. And of course, they're right. But then, this older surfer who used to be the big surfer, he's been out of the game for years and is living like a recluse. He sees something in this Arizona kid and so endeavors to train him in the ways of actual ocean surfing. And then he goes on to win the competition. That's Surf's Up.
I now know what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Some night where we're ready to have a very lengthy movie night.
Yeah.
We got to watch North Shore followed by Surf's Up. And consume crazy amounts of popcorn.
Yes.
During the whole thing.
And then we need to do that again with Gleaming the Cube and Rad.
Now he's just making up words.
Oh, you saw it. Remember? There was a live Fathom event, and we missed it because, of course, it was the day after we came back from Europe. Right, they had Rad in the theaters. Oh, gosh, I would have killed to see that, but of course I was sick. Thanks to family friend Mateus. Anyway, so I don't know if the Vialis necessarily makes sense, because that's how something is moved. Like you go by way of the house. Like we went to the store by way of like Valley View. It's the opposite of that. We need the opposite. That is like it's the thing that moved, but it wasn't itself necessarily affected, right? That was the idea.
Because it was just, its location was the only thing that would be affected.
Yeah, its location has changed. It's not affected itself. So I mean, theme is absolutely what it is. Theme is but that's the semantic role, not the case. Let's take a look at
I think we are going to invent.
translative. Let's see what translative is. Change of a condition into another. No, that's not that. Let's take. I don't think it's going to be the perlative. Movement through or along. Nope.
Okay. David.
Yeah. Translocative. Is that a thing?
I just typed the name of it. This is our case.
Oh, the pawlative.
And so.
Wow. Yeah, I think we got to do it.
So we are creating what we need.
All right. Pawlative case. All right. Okay. And so then, okay, the core marking. All right. So we need to actually
Jonathan, did you suggest that at the same time that I was writing it in the document? Like, are we of the same mind? Love it. Yes, Matthijs. Of course. We need to add it to Wikipedia in a master edit.
All right. So let's. Okay. So yeah, we need.
Oh, okay, Jonathan. But still, we're still just right there. You know.
Okay. Now, would.
By way of the paw. Yes.
Would that it were that simple with our humble beavers. Unfortunately, further wrinkles abound. One such wrinkle is an additional use of the secondary object postposition.
That is indeed, Jonathan. They are humble beepers.
This postposition is used with objects which undergo a change of place but are otherwise unaffected by the action of the verb.
Hooray!
This is interesting because if we have a verb for put, it would be used for the direct object, even though the other object would take some sort of a local postposition. That's really cool. I really like this.
I do too.
Yeah. All right. And let's come up here are a couple of examples. We're going to need a word for we need a word for rock. Anybody throw stuff out. We need a word for rock.
We didn't already create one just out of accident?
We did not.
Just a second. Okay, and now I'm going to try not to sneeze.
Is that a possible form?
Oh, yeah. That's cool. Thank you.
I don't think that works. Does it work?
Now I'm going to get back up to the sounds.
Knox is not allowed, no.
My goodness.
Does really nothing happen to B if it comes after an S, or nothing happens to S? That can't be right.
If you recall, we stopped our sound changes because we felt we were at a good place for the time being, but that wasn't that we had necessarily figured out everything that should happen.
Okay.
And so
This is so simple. How did we not do this? Unbelievable. So,
did you find a form you want to use and we need to do something with the B?
well, Miles suggested Casbah, obviously a reference to the Clash's Rock the Casbah. Love it. And I threw it in the sound changer and there's no changes. Which means that theoretically we could have words, two words
Casbah.
versus
Casbah.
in the proto, and they would come out identically.
And by identically, you mean just like
No changes.
No changes to either.
No changes to either of them. And so we have a modern language that is regularly making a distinction between Casbah and Casbah. That's terrible. We got to do something about that.
Well, yeah, we should either
Sharif don't like it.
Either voice the fricative or devoice when it's an S, like make the voicing match, but one way or the other. I don't know which way feels better for this language.
Ooh. Ariaz has one idea, Patrick has another. And then Jonathan, thank you. Tethys, thank you. Sharif don't like it. Voice the Casbah. Voice the Casbah. What do you think?
I'm all about changing the voicing. I just don't know which direction you want to do it. Do you want the stop to change voicing, or sorry, the second, because this is not just this is also this distinction question. Like, so it's not that the stop or the fricative, it's should the second sound change to match the first in voicing in these situations? Or should the first change to match the voicing of the second in these situations?
Yeah, that is the question. I don't understand these examples at all, and I love you for that. This is just, they were introducing chaos, and you just said, oh yeah, and even you out-chaosed them. Like, look at this. They're not commenting. They're done because you've capsized them. But that is the important question, yeah, what the direction of assimilation is going to be. So let's take a look and see if our sound changes make a suggestion.
I should look at those, huh?
Nice areas. Okay, let's see. So we have epenthetic stop insertion, no help.
No help for 2, 3, or 4.
Well, not necessarily. 4 is help. Because what's happening is...
I just scratched my face.
I'm very sorry. What's happening is the second element is becoming more like the first.
Okay.
Yeah.
The second, same for number 7. No? Well, ish. They lose their nasality on number 7 after another consonant. Voiceless.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like
more like what's coming before them.
So it dissimilates. Number 14 dissimilates before a similar sound. So like the one before comes less like it.
That's true, but then this is that's a consonant vowel sequence, not a consonant consonant sequence. That could be reason for treating them differently. And that's it.
So I think the second should change.
Yeah, I think so too. So then let's go back to Miles. What do you like better? Or we could just make it match in the proto.
I was going to say, or a ZB in the proto form. Here, let's make this poll a silly poll.
All right. And nobody is allowed to vote except for Miles. That doesn't mean there should be only one vote. That just means that when you go to vote, you have to mentally Miles yourself. Think, I am Miles, and I'm going to vote like Miles because I am Miles.
There we go.
Here we go.
We've got all 4 options with these 2. The latter 2 don't change because they're fine in the proto form.
Yep.
The top 2 change.
Allow Sharif to guide you. Make Sharif like it.
Oh man, yeah, Miles. Like I thought this would be unanimous, but who's doing the voting here?
Oh God.
David almost choked. I feel though,
Yeah.
like we're getting high enough. Somehow it changed without actually changing number of votes. I didn't think YouTube let you change your vote, so like YouTube's doing something. But
Miles divided against itself shall stand at 67%.
And we'll have Kazpa becoming Kazba.
Yes.
And David's going to add that to the sound change.
Yeah. And I'm gonna and then the am I right in thinking that the partitive of that is going to be O? So Kazba will become Kazbo. Is that right?
If I remembered how partitives were formed, I would love to answer that question for you.
I mean, I think it is. So you can enter it in the nouns. Yep, Kazbo. So go ahead and enter that noun to mean rock and stone, and I will.
You mean in the dictionary?
Yeah, and I'll do my stuff down here.
Oh my God. You trust me?
Okay.
I swear, David's going to regret the day he trusted me to enter this in the dictionary.
Okay. And then the ing
Here's
is the
our like one example. Okay.
Wait, no, Odasumo. That was it.
Okay, and I got this right, correct? This is Kazbo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I should not move my computer anymore. I have a camera attached to it.
Yeah.
So I apologize. I just swung you all to the side.
Puts grass on the rock. And then how about carry?
How am I 41 seconds behind? Okay. Rockstone Cosmos.
Paper carries the crest of rock. There we go.
Entered.
All right. What? Miles got a conlang tattoo.
Ooh. Need to know more information, and if you're able/willing, a picture on Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, David and I also have conlang tattoos.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was trying to think how I could show it, but I need to. Mm-hmm. There we go. Oh, yeah. Is that on screen?
I have no idea. Now you got to wait for like 30
Probably
seconds
is.
while my. There we go.
Yeah.
You were just showing off your arm.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. Oh, it's much bigger. Not today, Arias. Oh my God, a full chest tattoo.
Did I ever tell you that, and this is still one of, I think, the most special things of my entire life and conlang career, is there is somebody in France who got an expression in Kamakawi tattooed on them. And it's like, it's not, it's not a famous language. It's just mine. And he wanted to have something in Kamakawi tattooed on him. I think it's very, very special.
Mm. No, I want a Kamakawi tattoo, but I won't be the first. So what's the point? What's the point?
And then I already entered pa, right? But I didn't enter the postposition. But there's no reason that we can't, because postpositions should be pretty simple. So I'll go ahead and enter the postposition now.
I'm actually sure quite a few people have things like Valar Morghulis on as tattoos. It's,
I actually saw it before I even created a rating system. Yeah.
I think it's more that because there are also a lot of people who have tattoos. I know in other languages David has created for media, whether it's Game of Thrones related or otherwise. But having Kamakawi is like, wow, you had to dig for that, and like you had to really appreciate the language for what it was, because it wasn't part of a fandom. It's just appreciating the language for the language. It would be like for me, if someone got Jawadi or something, I'd be like, whoa.
I mean, for you, actually, it would be more like somebody had gotten it like in Wocchianato.
Well, yeah, I guess that'd have to be. I'd have to really research to find that.
That's what I'm saying.
Kamakawi's more well known than that,
I suppose. But but also it crucially, like, it occurred before I'd gotten any professional jobs, and that is not the case with Shwadi.
Biblaridian says it terrifies him that people have gotten tattoos in his conlang,
and by the way, now it's done it. Everything I promised has happened on this stream. We've had an appearance from the mysterious and enigmatical Biblaridian. If you haven't been on our Discord recently, I made a little post about today's episode of Biblaridian that featured you. Anyway, thank you for being here as always. We look forward to you being done with alien biospheres so that you can finally admit to everybody that you hate biology and really would rather be doing something else.
But the way you got to view it, Bib, though, is that they got tattoos to represent a connection to a memory. And so, like, it's the same as, like, when people get an image where it's like it doesn't necessarily represent something that will always look like that. It's meant to represent this was a memory that I made a strong connection with in that moment. And so it's totally fine if the language itself changes. What's not going to change is that person's connection in that moment when they found out a phrase or a word, or they wanted something in particular in your language. And so, like, yeah, I get it, but like tattoos are permanent for memory's sake, not for the thing I got tattooed is never going to change.
Yeah, very well observed. Okay. By the way, I still I have a description here for what mo means, but I still can't think of an English equivalent.
Oh, right.
I just don't think there is one.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Wow. That is one heck of an acronym.
Alice's acronym for Biblaridian is biology is bad luck and really is dumb. In other news, that's
wow.
Wow.
And now with that, Jake is leaving. But Jake, be safe, safe travels.
Yes, have a wonderfully safe and uneventful flight. Best of luck, and we look forward to seeing you when you get back.
Okay. Now, David.
Yeah.
We've done like two things.
They're kind of big things.
They were big things, but
oh shoot, we have to write up that sound change.
Yes.
Where do you think it should occur?
As we're looking at that, though, I do want to make sure we're both thinking about ideas for a poll for our patrons.
Yeah, I want to see something.
To move forward into next week.
Yeah, but I want to see something.
I swear I just suddenly can't breathe.
Okay, so
that sneeze did it. The sneeze like dislodged.
We have a sound change that changes hla to la before ba. So like, this is it. Intervoicical voicing. We need to expand this, or either that, or just add a different, a different sound change that essentially does the same thing. Because okay, that's unaffected. Let's see about this. And that's unaffected as well. Okay. Do we have H as a proto sound? I don't think we do.
Well, we get coda H, but that's because something becomes H, right?
No, so it's only th, fa, fa, and sa. That's it. Let me just make sure. Okay, so yeah. All right. I think intervoicical voicing should be first, and then we're just going to add another one.
And then it effectively inspired more voicing changes.
Yes, that's the idea. And so this will be incidentally, this one, the first sound changes. So ang, ang la becomes ang la.
It's not really first, though. It's between two voiced.
Yes, it is.
It's just that if it's a vowel, it's always going to be voiced if it comes before it.
And there's also sometimes strong and weak fricatives behave differently. And so like strong fricatives are strong enough, or like, sibilants are strong enough to retain their voicing, but weak fricatives are not. So like mavpa would become mafpa, but mazpa would become mazba, that type of thing. What do you think?
Does that fit the protoform that we made, though? Yes, because we had, right? God, now I can't remember what our protoform for Casbah was.
I mean, we'll fix it so that the result is Casbah because Miles made that clear.
But Yeah, because the fricative, that's a strong fricative, it stayed the same. The stop
Yeah.
changed to go with it. Okay. Yeah, if you want to make life more complicated, then.
I think we should make life more complicated. I think it's gonna make more sense. And so the first sound change that's going to occur is going to be free. Oops.
Oh, typing in the wrong text box.
Frequicative.
Can I tell you that has stuck with me, and like it makes it very difficult when, as I'm trying to type other things that are not LangTime related and trying to say weak fricative, it just comes out as frequicative every single time. And I'm like, I have to literally stop and think very carefully as I type. Oh, they have caused me a typo more than once, Artigas. It is. Oof.
Okay. Frequicatives.
Ooh, I think my foot just fell asleep. Oh, it did. Oh my. Yes, yes, I would.
Abfa.
Yes.
What should that become?
According to what I thought you were saying, it would be abva. So it would match in voicing. Because the weak changes.
Yeah, let's just do that. Frequicatives match, change their voicing to match the consonant they're next to. Is this going to screw up any of our other sound changes?
Good. That's a question, David.
We already have produced H. So let's just say nothing happens to note H is unaffected. We don't have to deal with voice to H in this thing. Okay, change your voice to match consonant the next two. Okay.
My goodness.
And now we create sibilant voicing domination.
Mm-hmm.
Consonant minus nasal minus sonorant is, I think, what I want. Minus sonorant.
Magpie said, recently read a book that almost had cool spec bio, except that it forgot that ecosystems have multiple organisms. Matai said, and that book was called Dune. Oh my gosh.
Voice plus sibilant. Sibilants change the voicing of non-sonorants, of adjacent non-sonorants to match their own voicing. Yeah.
And I do want to say, as Matai says, it seems that you are doomed to work on genres that you do not enjoy. But also, like recently, we were in an interview and someone had asked about something similar. And David made a point that it's like, no, actually, that's a really solid point. It would end up professionally being much more frustrating and potentially personally worse to work on things that you're a big fan of, because then like you're really invested and you have your own vision as a fan for what that project needs to be. But when you work for someone else, you have to match their vision. And so if their vision doesn't match your own, it's really difficult, and like to the point where it can sour your own enjoyment of whatever it was originally that you were a fan of. And so it's actually for the better to work on projects that sure you can find interesting, but that you're not like super fan of. And like I have my own like super fan things where I could see that. Like I would not want someone telling me that I had an incorrect interpretation or they didn't like the sound that I wanted to make for the language, when in my head it's very much like, but this is what it should be because I love this project and I want it to be the way I want it to be. So it's actually for the better.
Mm-hmm. I've done that twice. All right. That is settled now. And so we have this, and that looks pretty good. Mm-hmm. My thoughts for a poll, I have a couple.
Wonderful.
One, we could just solicit, like make it an open poll, solicit forms for postpositions.
Okay.
That's one idea. Another idea is we can always ask what number base we're going to do.
Well, I know what Bubba wants us to do.
Mm-hmm. And another idea is we could talk about like top level questions about verb, what we're going to do with verbs.
When you say what we're going to do with verbs, you mean like some, in top level, I mean like big things like subject agreement, question mark.
Yeah, or like, or, aspect versus tense,
yeah.
Negation, things like that.
No, I'm not ready for that. I want to put more thought because I do like putting certain packages up to vote for like what will be marked directly on a verb form, mm-hmm. or like beside a verb form, depending on how they end up being created. Oh, but you're here now, anime fan. That's all that matters. Yeah. So I want to leave that. Number base, I think, is a really, I mean, it's obviously kind of easy. We can start thinking about ideas for it. And I feel like that's going to be easier to manage than an open postposition poll. Especially when I'm not still 100% sure how many. So we had mentioned we wanted like a smaller set of postpositions that actually have like the portmanteau
yeah.
kind of forms. So we had mentioned that, but I think I don't know, I'm just not ready to open that up quite yet until we have a better idea of what postpositions we're wanting. And so I think Bubba is going to be delighted. We can start thinking about base.
Well, all right then.
But like with that, let's do a tiny bit of research right now. Are they like all our other animals and have 4 digits?
Let's take a look.
Do they have more digits?
There's our little friend. Look at him.
Oh,
beavers are so cute.
This says beavers have 5 digits.
Is Biblaridian still here?
Logan's here, I think, and Logan's another bio specialist.
So they have a webbed back foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 5 and 5. There's the tail.
Yeah, I think they have 5 digits on their front hands, if I'm reading that correctly.
Yeah, it doesn't look like, I guess they'll have to have a thumb, of course.
Right, Magpie?
Yeah, I don't think we had base 10.
We have not, no. And I know this because, my love for base 10.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, Jake.
This does make it a little bit more difficult to actually create a poll.
How crazy would it be if our patrons actually voted for base 10, though? Like, how refreshing would that be for everyone to say, you know what, there are 5 digits on each front paw. It makes sense.
I think we should make this nice and simple. Up, down, vote, base 10, base 20. What do you think?
Oh, there we go. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Matthias, make it even more simple. Just base 10 is your one option.
What does this mean? Bibluridian said that beavers also have split grooming claws on their hind feet.
Oh, well, you had said they were webbed, yeah.
Yeah, they're
And
webbed.
so they must have one extra sort of thingamabob that helps them, like, groom. It's
like I don't know what you're describing. It's not what I see in this image, but maybe I'm looking for the wrong thing.
Wait, here they have well-developed digging claws. I wonder if that's...
Somebody removed Patrick's voting privileges.
Oh my God. I love this description. Beavers hold their food with their front paws, eating corn on the cob style. Jake, I don't know what you're referring to. And thank you, Bibluridian. Alice, I wanted to make sure I had your full attention. And now that I do.
There we go. Minor unintended innuendo.
We're talking about these extra claws that apparently appear on the hind paw.
Let's see, taking a look. Oh, nice. So there's Miles's tattoo.
Specialized.
Cool. But I'm still waiting for the image.
Here is a right hind beaver foot. Ooh, no, I don't want that. Thank you. That picture does not super help. Oh, the 2 inner toes on each hind foot are modified for grooming. The innermost toenail opens and closes.
Oh.
Like a bird's beak and functions like a comb.
Okay, that's incredible. Why is it on their hind feet? I mean, it's webbed, right? Like, wouldn't it be a lot easier if it was on their forepaws?
There's a video.
Oh, here we go.
Beaver grooming itself.
Okay.
Can I play it? Is that going to do things?
Go ahead. I mean, just your volume's already down. We're going over to Jesse's screen for a moment.
Okay, here he goes. He's using his front right now to kind of get through some areas. There's apparently sound. We need to listen to this later. Oh, look at this cute little beaver.
It looks like he's grooming himself with his forepaws. Okay.
There. He uses the back to do his kind of side face.
Oh my goodness. So it's like a kitty.
Really is like a cute little kitty. Like he can use, he does like a face wash as well, but it appears that maybe the hind ones do better. They have better.
Well, this, this structure could inform a couple of things. One is the shape of their tools or weapons. Another is the actual word for something like a brush. could be derived from this thing. I don't think it's going to play a crucial role into in the number system, in that, like, I don't think that they would have base 18 because of this, or base 22, but maybe it pushes you in one direction or the other when it comes to the vote. Extraordinary. And they open and close. That is something.
Right?
Yeah. Just wonderful.
Really spectacular systems. The half nails make it base 21. Now, I will say, and Patrick, I know you weren't at least a regular viewer way back when, but Ingala did not just use digits. Because I know you said accounting system that uses digits, and you kind of made a comment about that. Ingala used everything from the 2 ears to the head, which is why it's base 30.
Yeah.
And when David and I created that counting system, I think we both said never again. I do remember that emos made it in there, though. I think that was the word for 30, in fact.
But yeah, I think
for my beloved pizza chain in St. Louis, it has an honorary mention in the numbers of Ingala.
the reason why I forget who mentioned it at this point, was like, voting for base 10 as as a refreshing change of pace, is because all 5 of our languages thus far do not have base 10. They all have something different. Some of them have wild things, improbable things. But yeah, we've never had base 10. Anyway, though, but we will, absolutely, Graham. We'll put it to a vote. Base 10 versus base 20, nice and simple. Both of them are manageable. Happy with either, and so we will do that. And that takes us to the end of, since anime fans showed up late, a really uneventful stream. really kind of basic, run-of-the-mill, nothing strange happened. Like, it was just kind of a normal stream.
Rocky start, but yeah, normal.
Yeah.
But yes, everyone, thank you for being here. I'm going to specifically ask now, are you ready for me to hit end stream before I do so?
I am ready.
All right.
Jewelry Hills, everyone.
Well, thank you all for being here. Stay Grammar. Patrons, we have a live stream this weekend. Patrons only, 1 o'clock Pacific time. And so we hope to see you there on Saturday if you can be there. Otherwise, until next Thursday, Jewelry Hells, Stay Grammar. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, so I don't know.